babes, it's Sharonda and welcome to Raising Babe Reviews. So I'll be doing a video. In this video, I'll be talking about a book. I can't even talk. I haven't been able to talk all day. But anyway, how y'all doing? Long time no see. It's been a minute since I came on here and talked about a book. It's been a minute since I've been on here at all. But you know, life update and yeah, just life. So life has just been going along. So anyway, the book I'm on here to talk about, my bun, it just ain't coming out right. Anyway, we ain't here to talk about my hair. We're here to talk about, see, no. I'm here to talk about Sand to Beach by Shay Sanders. And here is your cover, which I really dig this cover. Okay. I enjoyed this book so much. It's novella length, literally, well, since I've just been all scatterbrained and just, you know, life update, you know, life. You know, it's just been a little bit crazy. So even though this is a novella and you could finish it in a short amount of time, you know, the way I've been ripping and running around my house and everything else, yeah, it's been a lot. So so in this book, we have Janera and we have, I've been so fucking busy. I ain't even get my nails done, y'all. I just be like, what the fuck? So anyway, I just gotta find time to do shit. And I bought a planner and my planner looking at me like, what's the point? Because I'm just sitting over here in the goddamn corner collecting dust. Like, what was the reason? But so in this story, we have Janera and Maceo, and they actually hook up because of their parents. Now, Janera was such a trip inside of this book. So, like I said, they hook up because of their parents. Like, they parents meet on a dating app, and, you know, they start going out and stuff like that. So when Janera moms come and tell her, like, oh, you know, I met this guy online, and, you know, he's really nice, and I've been getting to hang out with him and all that other stuff, and now I'm just going to go stay a weekend. You know, he asked me for take me on a vacation, and I'm going to go stay with him. So in the beginning of the book, I really love the way how Shay Sanders set up this book, because they're like, once you get towards like the juicy part of the book, you're literally like, it's like a motherfucking truck hit you, you know, just hit you. You just like, oh, I didn't even see that shit coming. Like, that's how I was reading it when we get to like the surprise part, because I was literally like, that was me. so Janera is like, when you first go inside this book, like, Janera is going to work your nerves because she is literally like a hater. Like, I was like, through much of this book, I was calling her a hater, because when she found out her mother was going on this vacation with her little man friend, you know what I'm saying? You know, she's like, no. But we kind of find out Janera has her reasons for, you know, not trusting this new man, you know, that her mother has met online. But we kind of find out that, you know, the last man that her mom met, you know, he scammed her. You know what I mean? So Janera is very much, remember I said that her mother was scammed previously, okay? So we understand why Janera is the way she is when it comes to, you know, she's like, I'm protecting my mom. So when her mother was like, I'm going on this vacation, Janera is like, but bitch, I'm going too. And I was just like, you're gonna go? So so it's like, fine, she goes or whatever. So then her mother's friend calls one of his sons. Man has 3 grown-ass sons, and he calls his oldest son like, yo, you gotta come down here to this vacation house and help your old man out, because, you know, the lady friend I met, I'll tell you about it, blah, blah, blah. So the other son like, yeah, whatever, you know. I need to come down here and keep her daughter company, because her daughter is ruining it. She's fucking ruining everything, and I need for you to come and get, you know, and I don't know, do what you do. Just come down here and distract her so she could get out of our business. You know what I mean? So first, Maceo is just like, man, I ain't trying to do all that. Like, I'm trying to make my money. You know, I'm trying to do things and all this other stuff. Like, Pop, I ain't got time for this. But I was like, man, you know, old people. Like, man, come come on, how many times I asked you to do something for me? You know, old people, you know, especially your parents, they start throwing that shit on thick and shit. And you be like, oh my fucking God. So, so Maceo's like, fine, whatever. So he comes, and I'm telling y'all, Janera was a mess throughout pretty much of this book, okay? She was mean as motherfucking hell. Like, even Maceo came in like, you know, nice, how y'all doing, ladies? You know, how y'all doing or whatever, you know, when he gets to the beach house and shit. And she's like, now, you know, she ain't stupid. She see him, you know, he look good, you know what I'm saying? He built nice. So she was like, oh. But then, you know, she got put back on that mean face, like, you know, like, first like, and then it's like, ooh, you know, then it's like, you know, so she got to start acting mean again, you know, and Maceo is automatically turned off, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, damn, she is fine, but god damn, her attitude is sour, you know what I mean? So Maceo, for most of this book, is like doing a whole lot of like, you know, trying to get Janera to loosen up and do things. She has serious trust issues. So for most of this book, we're reading where Maceo's just trying to get her to trust him, you know, even though she's attracted to him, and you know, and he eventually like loosens her up throughout the read. You still feel like, you know, she still doesn't really like trust him fully. You know, there are situations that happen in the book, you know, she's questioning him about it. Like, it was her birthday. She was supposed to have a birthday party with her friends and stuff like that. But, you know, because she all up in her mother business, you know what I mean? She didn't, you know, her birthday party for herself that her friends were going to do didn't happen. So, you know, they were like, okay, Maceo and the mother was like, okay, fine, we'll get her a party. And Maceo, she's a seamstress, you know, she does it part-time, she still works, but her dream is, you know, like everybody dream, quit that motherfucking job so you can do what you love full-time. But anyway, some of us got that dream, some of us don't. But anyway, so, you know, he bought her a gift, like a sewing kit that she really wanted, and she was immediately suspicious, like, why'd you get it? And everybody's like, damn, girl. Even her mother was like, don't be so goddamn rude, like, say thank you at least, you know what I mean? So, you know, eventually throughout this story, she's loosening up, you know what I mean? But she still has this underlying distrust of Maceo, and, you know, what this situation, you know, between them that starts to happen, like, what is that all about, you know what I mean? And she even finds herself falling in love with Maceo, but she still doesn't trust him as much. But girl, when we get to the juice, when we find out the real reason her mama there, I'm telling y'all, I was like, the truck hit me. I was like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, that shit just took me by surprise, because I was like, you serious right now? Like, we come to find out that the mama ain't no innocent angel, okay? She has her own little issues, you know what I mean? She a scammer herself. And we as the reader, we think Janera is there to protect her mama. But kind of like, by the time we get to the end of the story, we kind of find out that Janera is really trying to protect Maceo's daddy, because her mama is a scammer, y'all. Her mama is a scammer. And like, the backstory behind that, you know, like, I won't go into too much detail of what happened, but the whole conversation between her mother, and like, once Janera starts falling for Maceo, you know, she pretty much asks her mom, like, you know, don't do what you usually do, you know what I mean? Like, leave this man alone. And the mother is just like, nah, girl. Her mother was like, nah. Her mother was like, nah, I already got this motherfucking fish in my eye, girl. Sorry, you know what I mean? But the conversation between them was really like, you know, it was something else. Like, they had two conversations at the end of this book, when Janera goes to ask her, you know, don't do what she usually do, you know, leave these people alone, whatever. But Janera, because she don't want to get like caught up in the middle, and she don't want to be there, you know, when, you know, I guess if, you know, the dad and Macio finds out about the mother, she's like, I'm out, I can't leave. Even though she's in love with Macio, they're having this good time. You know, he's showing her all around there, like South Carolina beach area, and he's showing her like all these places, like where he grew up, his friends, and all that other stuff. It was just really a beautiful story. Like, I really did enjoy the connection between Janera and Macio, even though Janera was really giving that man a hard ass time, because he was trying, okay? He was really, really trying. And I was like, girl, she ain't trust no motherfucking body. I was just like, God damn. But he was really, you know, he was really good with her, you know, loosening her up, like taking her places. The girl ain't even want to swim, y'all. Beautiful water. Beautiful motherfucking water. You can see your goddamn feet. That girl ain't want to get in the water. I was like, well, bitch. So it was crazy. So when we find out that the mother herself is a scammer, you know, Janera's like, I can't do this no more, blah, 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 you know, and she leaves. So that kind of like leaves, you know, Macio, and, you know, he wants to tell her that he loves her and how he feels about her and stuff. But Janera made it really hard for him, because, you know, he was about to tell her, and she's just like, no, let's just leave this the way it is, you know, like, we ain't doing all of that. So he was like, okay, you know. So, but, you know, when we get towards the end of the story, you know, the mother, it's like, she like cut off all connection with him. She wouldn't see him, no shit like that, you know what I mean? Wouldn't talk to him, nothing. So, you know, it was just like, whatever. So, you know, I'm like, y'all, I'm like 89, like 90, almost finished. And I'm like, well, what the fuck is going to happen? You know what I mean? I'm literally sitting here like, well, what's going on? What's going on? So we get to see, you know, when the mother comes back, and, you know, the mother's talking to her, you know, she know Janera done cut it off with Macio and all that other stuff. So she go talk to her, and she tells her, you know, I cut it off with the old man. You know, you need to get back with Macio. You need to call him, whatever. And she's just like, no, because, you know, I ain't talked to him in this amount of time, blah, blah, blah. You know, giving the mother fucking excuses. The mother was like, girl, you so motherfucking hard-headed. So she was like, come on, follow me in your living room. So, you know, it ends with a happily ever after, where, you know, the mother actually brings Macio to Janera, because that lady know her daughter. She knew, she was like, you so motherfucking hard-headed. Like, bitch, I had to go get this man from where he at and bring him to you, because I know your punk ass wasn't gonna do it. She didn't say it like that, but that's how I read it. So it was just like, that's what she should have said, but she ain't say it. But I really enjoyed the conversation between Janera and her mother, because Janera was asking her mother. I love that Shay Sanders put this on page. Janera asks her mother, why are you like this? Like, is there a reason why? And I love the answer her mother gave her, because we always believe that it has to be something wrong with somebody in order for them to just do what they're doing. You know what I mean? And the mother was like, I can't pinpoint it. Like, nothing. Like, I had a good childhood. You know, my father, he was a strict man, but, you know, he was a military man or whatever. You know, my mother, she was a little, you know, passive or whatever, but she was a good woman. You know what I'm saying? Her mother was like, girl, I'm just who I am, and that's just pretty much it. And I love that, because I was like, yes, okay, like, more that. Like, there doesn't always have to be a reason on why somebody's doing the things that they're doing. They might just be doing them. You know, we just don't know. And that's what the mother was saying. But for the most part, I really did enjoy this book. I love the scenes, like that drop of just finding out about the mother. I was just like, well, god damn. I was like, now who would have thought? You know? But this is a really good book. If you love, you know, just really quick stories, and just like, you know, I wouldn't kind of like name this as an enemies to lovers, you know what I mean? Because Janera was just, it wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't really just like an enemies to lovers. It's just a really cute story. And then, you know, Macio, he had his own issues as well, because, you know, he has his issues with his dad, because his dad is very hard on him. His dad doesn't like the decisions that he made with his career. Like, you know, you left that, you know how old people is, you know, they want you, you know, your parents, you know, they want you in a stable job, you know, good job, you know, where you got to go to the office every day. And that's not something that Macio wanted, you know. So him and his father had this, even though they had a okay relationship. You know, they weren't, you know, too much disrespectful of each other. It was still a very kind of like, a rough kind of relationship because of the things the father would say to Maceo, you know, especially with his mother passing. And you know how sometimes your other parent would be like, oh, you know, if your dad was here, if your mom was here, they'd be so, they'd be so disappointing, you know. And these are the things that Maceo's father would say to him, and it would just cause like this rift between them, you know what I mean? Like, they spoke, but then, you know, when the father fucked up, Maceo was like, oh, I ain't got time for this shit, you know what I mean? You know, things like that. But it's a really good book. But I love that he was so, like, as much as Gennaro got on my motherfucking nerves, so I don't even know how he lasted throughout this book. But I love the fact that he was very much like invested in trying to make that relationship work, you know what I mean? And it ain't hurt that she looked good, had a badass body, you know what I'm saying? Because he'd be so mad at her, and then she'd come downstairs in a certain piece of clothing or a bathing suit or something. He'd be like, now why you come downstairs? Like, girl, I can't be mad no more. Now I gotta go. I was gonna leave this morning. Now I can't even leave because your ass done came down here looking like that. You know what I mean? Like, shit like that. Like, that ain't what he said, but that's what he should have said. That's how I read it. You know what I mean? But this is a really, really good book. It was good to see the growth of Gennaro and like how she opened up, even though she still had her ways about her, but just to see her like open up slowly with Maceo, and, you know, trust him more and do things with him while they were, you know, in this coastal area of South Carolina. It was just like really, really a good thing to see. I like this book. There were some very hilarious moments, like some crack me up hilarious moments inside of this book. I really, really enjoyed it. So another banger, Shay Sanders. Like, I really, really enjoyed this book. I hate saying really, 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 and very, very. Like, I do that all the time, but I say it all the time, so it is what it is at this point. Like, bitch, I'm too old to be trying to change. But anyway, but this is a really good book. You should really check it out. It is Beach to Sand by Shay Sanders. Very good book. I think you will like it. I don't even know when the next time I'm gonna do one of these. I don't know. My blog is down right now because I'm transferring over from Blogger, because Blogger got all this shit going on. They shutting down everything, girl. Ain't no feed burner. Ain't no shit. Next thing they gonna be telling everybody, ain't no nothing. Like, you got a blog here, you're gonna have to find somewhere else to do your blog, because we shutting down Blogger too. And I'm just like, I ain't got time. Let me just pack up my shit and move it now before y'all got all this other shit going on. You know what I mean? Let me just prepare, you know. Sometimes I can prepare. Sometimes I'll be fucking laxy daisy. Sometimes I can prepare. I'm about to be prepared for Blogger, because I ain't got time for them. But that ain't had nothing to do with what I was talking about with this book. But that's all I got. That's all I got, y'all. Ain't got no more. I will see y'all. I ain't even gonna say see y'all. I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Have a good rest of y'all day, evening, night, weeks, days, months, all that good stuff. Bye.